The following article is from the World Economic Forum's website, and it was published in June of 2020. Listen very carefully. We're entering the era of the Internet of Bodies, collecting our physical data via a range of devices that can be implanted, swallowed, or worn. The result is a huge amount of health-related data that could improve human well-being around the world and prove crucial in fighting the pandemic. But a number of risks and challenges must be addressed to realize the potential of this technology, from privacy issues to practical hurdles. In the special wards of Shanghai's Public Health Clinical Center, nurses use smart thermometers to check the temperatures of virus patients. Each person's temperature is recorded with a sensor, reducing the risk of infection through contact, and the data is sent to an observation dashboard. An abnormal result triggers an alert to medical staff, who can then intervene promptly. The gathered data also allows medics to analyze trends over time. The smart thermometers are designed by Vivalink, a Silicon Valley-based startup, and they're a powerful example of the many digital products and services that are revolutionizing healthcare. After the Internet of Things, which transformed the way we live, travel, and work by connecting everyday objects to the Internet, it's now time for the Internet of Bodies. This means collecting our physical data via devices that can be implanted, swallowed, or simply worn, generating huge amounts of health-related information. Some of these solutions, like fitness trackers, are an extension of the Internet of Things. But because the Internet of Bodies centers on the human body and health, it also raises its own specific set of opportunities and challenges, from privacy issues to legal and ethical questions. As futuristic as the Internet of Bodies may seem, many people are already connected to it through wearable devices. The smartwatch segment alone has grown into a $13 billion market by 2018 and is projected to increase another 32% to $18 billion by 2021. Smart toothbrushes and even smart hairbrushes can also let people track patterns in their personal care and behavior. For health professionals, the Internet of Bodies opens the gate to a new era of effective monitoring and treatment. In 2017, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration approved the first use of digital pills in the United States. Digital pills contain tiny, ingestible sensors as well as medicine. Once the pill is swallowed, the sensor is activated in the patient's stomach and transmits data to their smartphone or other device. In 2018, Kaiser Permanente, a healthcare provider in California, launched a virtual rehabilitation program for patients recovering from heart attacks. The patients shared their data with their care providers through a smartwatch, allowing for better monitoring and a closer, more continuous relationship between patient and doctor.
Internet of Bodies links human body and tech devices. You've heard of the Internet of Things, now get ready for the Internet of Bodies. The Internet of Things has quickly gone from concept to reality, as a wide range of devices have been interlinked to provide seamless functionality and an unprecedented depth of data. Many of us are familiar with smart homes, smart vehicles, and even increasingly smart cities that can communicate and interact with other devices and networks. The Internet of Bodies is a similar idea, but starts with the human body, linking it to devices for purposes such as biometric identification and health monitoring. These could include smartwatches, cochlear implants, pacemakers and numerous other devices. Connecting these devices via radio waves such as those used in a conventional Wi-Fi network could lead to security issues, as signals could potentially be intercepted for eavesdropping or by hacking purposes. A thorough investigation of possible IoT technologies suggested that human body communication was the most promising. The researchers found that this approach used 1,000 times less energy per bit than radio waves, while also providing better channel quality.
The focus, as all of you know, today is on what's now called the Internet of Bodies. I appreciate you all joining us. My name is Frank Kramer. I'm a distinguished fellow here at the Council. The Cyber Initiative is part of the Brent Scowcroft Center, and we have a terrific panel here to discuss the Internet of Bodies with a lot of fairly complicated issues that are yet to be resolved. So I'm sure when we walk out of here, they will all be set 1, 2, 3, and we can all go home with a clear regulatory, legal, and policy framework. No pressure panel. I want to welcome those who are following us online. If you're on Twitter, using the hashtag ACCCyber or @ACScowcroft. This afternoon, we are going to focus, as I've already said, on what's really game-changing security sets of issues, also ethical issues involving medical implants and other kinds of devices that go inside your body. Andrea Matrishin will explain in more detail some of the legal, regulatory, ethical sets of issues that face us all and that are inevitably coming. There's no stepping away from this. There's no stepping away from this. There's no stepping away from this. There's no stepping away from this.
The SMART pill as a construct has been approved. So these are pills that communicate from the inside of your stomach to your smartphone or otherwise to report on how you're doing. Are you absorbing your medicine, whether you've taken the medicine, etc. So these innovations have tremendous potential to help individuals with enhancing their lives and their body's functionality in some ways. But we also know from the Internet of Things that there are some risks that come with that functionality as well. Patenting activity tells us that we see things like injected contact lenses being patented. And so here we're getting into the question of optional enhancements, not merely traditional medical devices, but recreational IOB, you might call it. And that will have regulatory implications, as we'll see down the road. Here's that Elon Musk brain interface project that I mentioned previously. This is the world of the future. So the challenge is that when buggy code, buggy bits meet buggy bodies, because each body, since we all have one, we know, they're kind of weird. They don't always do what we want them to. Sometimes we get sick. Sometimes they don't function as we hoped. Buggy bits plus buggy bodies equals physical harm. And that's where we will have some legal challenges arising for us. So imagine the Mirai botnet using injected contact lenses. Imagine the world where those contact lenses are facilitating a denial of service attack. Or imagine WannaCry on an artificial pancreas and a scared grandparent trying to contact her grandson for help with figuring out how to send Bitcoin to a criminal who's holding the pancreas ransom. These are scary possibilities. We have the first cases where data from inside bodies are being used as evidence to impeach testimony of the human whose body the data came from. So things are evolving.
Buddha. Buddha. The last few years in America, it's been so obvious the divisions that have been there politically and stuff. But right now, we're in this moment of people who will take a vaccine and this anti-vaxxer movement. Like, what would you say to people who were anti-taking a vaccine? How would you approach that situation, and what would you talk to them?
It depends on why they're not taking it. I've talked to so many people who aren't taking it because they think they're being injected with a tracking device. Are you kidding me? Do you realize you're walking around with a computer in your hand? You think they've been tracking you since you were 10. And you think they're going to inject something in your blood to track you? Seriously?